Story time with Oxy. Alright guys, what's going on? I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. So this is what happened, right? I was probably like 8 years old at the time. And this is a real funny story. This is true story. This is what really happened. I'm not gonna tell you guys any fake stories and like that. This is everything that happened in my life. Now mind you, I live a pretty long life so far. Sorry, this is pretty funny. Alright. I was about like 8 years old. I'm over here playing some Super Mario World in my house, or in my room. And my sister decided to make some egg sandwiches in the morning. Well, not in the morning, but it was like 2, 3 in the morning, right? And she's making egg sandwiches, she's over there cooking. And me, I'm at what world? Oh yeah, I was in Star World at the time, trying to get the blue Yoshi. I'm over here trying to get the blue Yoshi, cause any shell, if you guys ever played Super Mario for the Super Nintendo, you guys would know that any shell that the blue Yoshi will grab, he will fly anywhere throughout the board. So that was so cool. Like, I was like, the first time I was introduced Star World, I was like, you know what, yeah, that's cool. Like, I hated the red Yoshi because, all it did was just stomp down and throw fire. It was like really annoying. Anything that he grabbed is like fire. And the yellow one was like just stomping on everybody. The blue one was the best. If you get the blue Yoshi, you're flying throughout the board. You don't have to deal with nothing in the board. You just fly throughout the whole map, especially if you get the blue shell. You get the blue shell, the blue Yoshi, you flying throughout the whole map. You're good. You're money. So yeah, that's basically what I was gonna get. So at the time I was getting the blue Yoshi, my sister was cooking, and she was cooking up a storm in that kitchen. She was making some egg sandwiches, and I was over there just like, I was like, what the hell is my sister doing at this time? It's like 3 in the morning. What's the point of cooking some eggs? Why would you even cook some eggs? Like, I just don't know why. She still wanted to cook some eggs, some egg sandwiches or whatever. She asked me if I was hungry. I didn't listen. I was like, I'm in the game. I'm into it. I don't want to hear about it. And all of a sudden, I started smelling some smoke. I'm like, all right. I don't think it's that bad. But then when you started seeing smoke coming in your room while you're playing some Yoshi, I'm telling you, you're freaking out. You're 8 years old. You're freaking out. You're jumping up and down. You're like, holy crap, what's going on? So you're going to follow the smoke. Now, I follow the smoke. When I follow the smoke, I see 2 women. 2 teenagers. Both of them are my sister. Oh, okay, whatever. They over there trying to put down the fire, and I see the fire, and the fire is just engulfed, like it's from end to end, wall to wall full of fire. It was like amazing. Like, I just couldn't believe how much fire there was in that small. It wasn't a small kitchen. It was actually pretty big. So yeah, the fire was really big, and like, I can like explain it to give you guys like a simile of it. My room was probably like 4 feet away from the kitchen. And about like 4 feet away from the kitchen, there was like, let me explain it, like a cabinet, and then there was like a countertop, and then there's a stove, and on top of it was a fan for the stove, and then like after that it was one more countertop, and then it was a sink, and then it was a countertop corner, and then a refrigerator. So from end to end, it was all full of fire. No lie, it was engulfed and hit up to the ceiling. It was freaking crazy. And then, no, you're cooking eggs, right? Everybody should know when you cook eggs, you having grease. So when you're using grease, you don't throw water on it. Nope, that didn't help for them because they was throwing water on it. They kept throwing water on top of fire, and it's like they think the fire was gonna go out by water, but it's a grease fire. It's not a regular fire. So with grease, you don't do that. You don't put water on a grease fire. And what happened was, nope, it just kept going higher and higher. The fire was going so much, they just couldn't stop it, and they were just going crazy. They was getting scared, and they was just panicking, and they was still throwing water on top of the fire, and it just kept going higher and higher. My mom got out from her room, and she jumped out. She came running to the kitchen, and she's like, oh my god. She's screaming at the top of their lungs and telling them, throw baking soda on top of the fire. And they didn't really understand what she was saying because they were still throwing water on it. And I'm over there, I'm screaming, I'm crying like a little kid. I'm 8 years old, crying like a baby, and I'm like, Mom, it's fire, we're gonna blow up. Mind you, I'm watching Die Hard and stuff like that. I'm really thinking that it's gonna blow up. And that's usually what I see in movies like that, in action movies. When you throw fire on something and it's gas, it's just gonna explode. I thought the whole house was gonna explode. So I'm scared, I'm running, I'm gonna go hide under my bed. And then my mom is over there, she's still telling them to do the same thing, throw baking soda on the water. They didn't do it, they just kept throwing water on top of the fire. It was just freaking crazy, and it was like screaming and crying at the same time. So what my mom does, she just pushes all of them to the side. she grabs the baking soda, and when she grabs the baking soda, she just dumps on top of the fire, and boom, it's gone. Magically disappeared. I couldn't believe what happened. I was like, oh my god, that's what you do with a grease fire? You just throw baking soda on it? That's awesome. So you know what? Note to self: if you guys ever try to cook eggs with grease or anything like that, use baking soda. I mean, it'll work. Don't use water on it.